Hello from the West Hartford Public Library. I am Carol Waxman, Children's Services Librarian. We are so proud that we have a Connecticut kid governor from our own town. When we first heard that a Northfelt student was chosen as the Connecticut kid governor, we asked to be the first library to host an event for Myra. We thought we would fill our library meeting room with Myra's family and friends and all those in West Hartford who wanted to meet her. However, plans do change. We are thrilled to be part of the program tonight and can't wait to hear about Myra and from Myra and to share our own story about a pet rescue from a member of our own library staff. And now I'd like to introduce Brian Cofrancesco, the head of the Kid Governor program.
Thank you so much, Ms. Waxman. It's great to see you again, and thank you so much to you and the West Hartford Public Library for hosting today's Kid Governor Library Circuit program. My name is Brian Cofrancesco. I work for the Connecticut Democracy Center at Connecticut's Old State House in Hartford, and our organization provides a lifetime pathway to active citizenship and the tools to take civic action. And one of the primary ways that we do this is through the Kid Governor program. If you're not familiar with Kid Governor, it is a statewide civics program that teaches fifth graders all about how state government and elections work and how they can make a difference in their communities by giving them a real-life election for the state's Kid Governor. We believe that each of us, no matter how old we are, can make a difference, and Kid Governor empowers our state's fifth graders to go out and change the world. Kid Governor is a free program, and I hope that the fifth graders, teachers, or parents who are watching tonight will talk to their local teachers and encourage them to participate in the election this fall. The Kid Governor could be from your school or again from West Hartford. You can learn more about Kid Governor on our website, ct.kidgovernor.org. Adults, you can learn more about us by following Connecticut's Kid Governor on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Today, as Ms. Waxman mentioned, you will get to meet your 2020 Connecticut's Kid Governor, Myra Stanfield, from your own West Hartford, Connecticut. Myra was elected last November by thousands of fifth graders across the state and is in the middle of her one-year term as your Kid Governor. She ran on the platform of standing up for animals in need. Today, she will tell you all about her platform, her work as Kid Governor, fun experiences she has had, and how you can help her stand up for animals. Even with the quarantine during this pandemic, Myra has remained very active, doing a lot of her work and appearances virtually. Today's program is part of her statewide library circuit, and she is visiting 6 libraries this month to raise awareness of her platform. She is so excited to be talking with you today, and especially since you are her hometown of West Hartford. Throughout today's program, I hope you will share your questions for Kid Governor Myra in the chat, and we will do our best to have Myra answer them during our question and answer segment. So without further ado, it is my privilege to introduce your 2020 Connecticut's Kid Governor, Myra Stanfield. You hear me now? Okay. Difficulties and start over. When you go up there.
Hi, sorry for the technical difficulty. Thank you so much, Ms. Waxman and the Noah Webster Library for hosting me today. I'm really excited to get to speak to kids and adults in West Hartford. My name is Myra Stanfield, and I'm your 2020 Connecticut's Kid Governor. I was elected as Kid Governor last fall while I was a 5th grader at Northville Elementary School in West Hartford. I'm now a 6th grader at King Philip Middle School in West Hartford, Connecticut. When 5th graders run to be a Connecticut's Kid Governor, they need to choose a community issue that they want to work on. If elected, I ran for Kid Governor on the platform of standing up for animals in need because I think that all animals deserve protection and loving homes. I'm nearing the end of my 1-year term as Kid Governor, and I've had a very busy year, even with the distance learning during the pandemic. I am excited to talk with you today about my platform, what I've achieved during my term, and how you can support my campaign. As I said before, I chose a platform of standing up for animals in need because I think animals deserve more care than they're getting. Many people take advantage of animals, and I don't think it's fair to the animals to do so. I wanted to minimize animal abuse in our state and in other places as well. I also hope to get more shelters and shelter pets adopted. I wanted them to find loving homes like so many other lucky dogs, cats, and more. When running for Kid Governor, you also have to create a 3-point platform with ways that other kids can support your platform and make a difference on your community issue if you are elected. My 3-point plan was designed to support my Standing Up for Animals in Need platform. My first point is to inform and educate kids about companion animals in need and how they can help these animals. My goal is to raise awareness for the many animals in our state and of animal cruelty. My second point is to encourage collections and donations for local animal shelters to make shelter pets feel loved. My goal is for students and others to donate to shelters in their communities and to help them out as much as possible. And my final point was to hold a statewide pet adoption event to try and get as many pets adopted as possible. I am so grateful to have accomplished my 3-point plan, and I'm also extremely grateful to those who have donated, adopted, or fostered a pet in support of my platform. I will now tell you more about how I've achieved each of my platform points. My second point was all about encouraging collections and donations for local animal shelters. I really wanted my fellow 5th graders at my school to help animal organizations in their communities. So in my school, we had a dance for the 5th graders. We raised $700 in total, and it was also extremely fun. I also partnered with Department of Children and Families, Paws for Kids, and Connecticut Family Day to have a poster contest. The contest was all about what kids and their families can do to help animals in need and in our shelters. The winning design on the screen was submitted by Braylon Paddock from Center School in East Hampton. We loved her super colorful design, and she did a great job portraying the message that we wanted to send. It will be used to encourage people all across Connecticut to help animals and support their local shelters. Braylon and the 12 statewide runner-ups will be recognized at Connecticut Family Day in a few weeks. Although schools were not in school in the spring and could not hold collection drives, I still encourage supporting local shelters through my educational videos, blog, and virtual meetings. It has been great to hear how so many people are making donations and helping to make shelter pets feel loved. Donations to shelters are really needed during this time. Even a small amount would be greatly appreciated. Most shelters will accept food, cleaning supplies, treats, litter, and more. I hope that you'll contact your local shelter or humane society to see what items they need. They will also accept money to purchase items that they need if you would like to contribute. My third point was to hold a statewide pet adoption event to help lots of pets find their forever homes. We weren't sure if an adoption event was going to be possible because of the pandemic, but we found a creative way to complete the third point of my platform. We were able to have a virtual pet adoption meet and greet. We held it at the end of August on the Kid Governor's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Thousands of people watched. A bunch of pets were adopted, and I'm so thankful to the people who gave a pet a loving home. I also want to thank the organizations who participated. The Connecticut Humane Society, Connecticut Cat Connection, Friends of the New Haven Animal Shelter, Dog Star Rescue, and Pack Leaders Rescue all participated and introduced animals they had up for adoption. I'm also extremely grateful to Mr. Cofrancesco of the Kid Governor Program and NBC Connecticut Telemundo for helping pull everything together and making the event an amazing day for everyone. If you would like to go watch the virtual pet adoption meet and greet and see some really cute animals, you can go to youtube.com/Connecticut's Kid Governor for a recording. My term as Kid Governor had been awesome and totally different than expected. I would like to tell you about the friends I've made, the places I've been, and the amazing opportunities that I've gotten. As Kid Governor, I have a cabinet. You can see pictures of my cabinet on the screen. They are all the runner-ups for Kid Governor and have become amazing friends. We get to support each other on our platforms, have fun, and also discuss all sorts of interesting things, and we get to learn more about each other. The cabinet consists of 6 other students. If you look at our group picture on the right, I will introduce you to them left to right. Daisy is from Windsor, and she's helping us clean the earth. Her platform is focused on how we can minimize pollution. She was active during the quarantine, encouraging kids to plant trees for Earth Day. Derek is from Southington and is working to improve the lives of children who are homeless during the quarantine. He coordinated a food drive in his neighborhood to support people who are homeless in his community. Ariana is from Meriden, and her platform is focused on improving our mental health and preventing suicide. During the quarantine, she wrote blog posts and taught kids how they could take care of their own mental health. Kylie is from Stonington, and her platform is about trying to minimize electric and technology use. During the quarantine, while students were spending a lot of time on devices, she made a video with suggestions for activities and games that don't involve technology. Lucy is from Toland. She has a very important platform focused on trying to bring more diversity into schools and sports. And Dwayne, who's from Windsor, is working on how we can help children with autism and other disabilities in schools. Diversity is a huge part of our cabinet. We all look different and act different, but we're all friends and we support each other on our campaign issues. We have the privilege of meeting throughout the year to discuss what we have been doing to support our platforms. These are our cabinet meetings. They are really, really fun. We met in person before the pandemic and also had an online cabinet meeting. If you would like to learn about the cabinet and their platforms, you can visit ct.kidgovernor.org for more information. In January, the Connecticut Democracy Center held my official inauguration as Kid Governor at Connecticut's Old State House. It was an amazing event, and so many important people were there to congratulate me and make me feel very special. Here are some more photos of the Kid Governor's office at the Old State House. It is located in the old Governor's office, which was used by Connecticut's adult governors in the 1800s. The Kid Governor's office has the Cabinet's conference table in the middle where the Cabinet meets, the Kid Governor's desk, a bookcase with civics books and photographs from my term, and the Hall of Kid Governors with all the previous Kid Governors' portraits. There is also an activity in the Kid Governor's office about my platform. We ask visitors to the museum to write how they can show kindness toward animals. We have received some great responses, and I'm going to ask you the same question later in today's program. I was really happy to be invited to speak at the Connecticut Association of Schools Elementary Arts Banquet, held at the Aqua Turf. The event celebrated different students my age who excel as artists. It was a super fun event, and I got to meet all sorts of talented students and spread word about the Kid Governor program. I was also invited to speak to all of the students, their parents, and their teachers and promote my poster contest. It was a huge honor to attend and speak, and I'm so glad that I got the chance to meet everybody there. The event was super fun. One of my first appearances as Kid Governor was the opening of the Connecticut General Assembly. That is the first day that the legislative branch meets to begin the process of making laws. My cabinet was invited to join me at the state capitol in Hartford, and Derek, Ariana, and Lucy were able to join. We got to watch the opening ceremony of the House of Representatives right from the floor of the House chamber. The four of us were introduced to all the representatives, and we received a standing ovation. We also got to be in the room when Governor Lamont gave his State of the State address, telling elected officials and the people of Connecticut about his goals for the year. After the opening sessions, we had a private meeting with Lieutenant Governor Susan Bicelos. She was so friendly and so nice. She talked to us about female leaders of Connecticut, her experience as an elected official, and about our individual platforms. She also took the time to answer all of our questions. It was a very memorable day and a lot of fun to see each state government in action. I was really honored when Senator Blumenthal invited me to attend his virtual meeting to discuss animal welfare. It was a huge honor, and I'm so grateful to have been there. I got to learn about what people across Connecticut are doing to help animals in our state, particularly during the pandemic. It was really inspiring to see everyone working together to help prevent animal cruelty and support pets in need. I hope you will all visit and subscribe to my blog. My blog is a place where I can update you guys on what I've been doing during my term and what I hope to accomplish. I've written posts about meetings I've had, my interviews with the Connecticut Humane Society, and how you can support the animals in need during the pandemic. Members of my cabinet have also written blog posts about what they're up to and how you can support their work. You can find my blog posts at ctkgmyra.blogspot.com. Now that I've told you about my platform, I want to hear from you with your questions. I'm going to invite Mr. C back on screen for a question and answer session. Mr. C, do we have any questions from the people watching the program from home?
Hi, Myra. We do. We have a few questions that have come in. So the first one for you is, what inspired you to run for Kid Governor?
I was really inspired by Ella Briggs, who was the 2019 Kid Governor. Her platform was so strong and her ideas were so bold, and I really wanted to get to know her, and I wanted a chance to do what she's doing.
Great answer. That's wonderful to hear. The next question that came in is, what has been your favorite experience so far as Kid Governor?
I've had many really fun experiences, but one that is not included in this speech is the Together We Rise Women's March. It was about women leaders across Connecticut, what they were doing and how they were promoting women's rights. And I also loved meeting Ella. She's so nice and she's really bold, and her ideas are really out there. And I'm honored to call her my friend.
Excellent. You're doing really well. We have a couple more questions for you. The next one is that you've probably met a lot of people during your term as Kid Governor, especially a lot of elected officials. Who was the most exciting elected official that you've met?
I think a really exciting person to meet, two were Governor Lamont. He was really interesting, and it was fun to learn about him and his family. I met him on my inauguration day, and he's really nice. And then I also loved meeting Lieutenant Governor Bicelos. I had a conversation with her and the 5 other Kid Governors last night, and it was really entertaining to hear about all of them and what they were doing during the quarantine and how they were keeping up with everything, and it was nice to get to know them.
All right, our next question. What has been the biggest challenge of being Kid Governor?
I would say the pandemic, because we've been doing everything socially distanced, and it's been really different, but it's still very fun, and I love doing things like this.
Awesome answer, Myra. And I have to say, you have been doing an amazing job keeping your platform moving forward despite the pandemic and all of those challenges.
Thank you.
All right. What is the most important thing you've learned during your experience as kid governor?
I think the most important thing I've learned that all kids can make a differences, no matter how big, no matter how small, and that women can make differences. And yeah, you don't have to be old, you don't have to be male, you can be anybody.
That's a really powerful takeaway. Very powerful. Was it hard for you to, or has it been hard for you to keep up with schoolwork while serving as Connecticut's kid governor?
It's been a little difficult, but I've been keeping up. And all my teachers are really sweet. I started school 2 days ago, all online. And I've made friends, and it's been very fun so far.
Excellent. If a student were to ask you if they should run for kid governor, how would you reply?
If they feel comfortable, then definitely, because it's a very eye-opening experience. And I've met new people, and I've had new, I've gone to new places I wouldn't have gone to if I was Myra, regular Myra. And we wouldn't have adopted Mateo, our new puppy, if I hadn't been kid governor. So I'd say it has been an amazing experience that I will remember for the rest of my life.
All right, and I think this is our last question. Do you see yourself running for elected office one day when you're an adult?
Possibly. I've really enjoyed being kid governor, and I could see myself as governor or lieutenant governor. I think it would be interesting.
Well, it sounds like if you decide to run, you're going to have a lot of supporters out there who are there to vote for you. But that concludes the question and answers that we've received through the chat. So I think we are going to have you, Myra, introduce your video, your educational video that you filmed with the Connecticut Humane Society.
Thank you so much, Mr. C, and thank you to everybody for submitting those wonderful questions.
Hello, I'm your 2020 Connecticut's Kid Governor, Myra Stanfield, and I'm here interviewing Ashley Marshall from the Connecticut Humane Society about companion animals in shelters. Thank you so much for being here today, Ms. Marshall.
Thank you for having me, Myra.
Where do shelters get their funding, and do you rely on public donations?
So every shelter and rescue organization is different in where they get their funding from. CHS, we rely on private donations from the public. We're not associated with any government agencies, so the state of Connecticut doesn't give us any money, and neither does the federal government. And we're also not associated with any national organizations like the Humane Society of the United States or the ASPCA. We're a private nonprofit organization, so all of our donations come from the public, and all of those donations 100% go to the pets.
What other types of donations do shelters accept?
So most shelters accept money, monetary donations, but we also accept lots of supplies. So we have a wish list on our website, and it tells the most needed items. So a lot of the times that's cat litter for our cats, toys, bones, food is always an important one. Lots of types of food are needed. And then not forgetting our small animals. So they need toys and treats just like our big guys. So those are always good things to donate.
What can kids in schools do to help and support their local humane societies and shelters?
So there's a variety of things that students can do. You do have to be 18 to volunteer in the shelter at the Connecticut Humane Society. There's other organizations where that is different, but at our locations you have to be 18. So volunteering outside of the shelter, whether that be hosting a supply drive, so collecting toys, food, cat litter, are great ways in your school to kind of get involved, and then either dropping those off or picking them up. And then you can also do a fundraiser. So a school dance, which you did, is a great way to raise money for the pets. You can also do like a pajama day and have students pay $1 or $2 to wear their favorite pajamas to school, and that money can support the pets. And then also we have craft projects on our website, so making cat scratchers at home or dog beds or pet bandanas. And then you can also do a lemonade stand. So in the summer we do a lemonade stand challenge, and you can have a lemonade stand in support of the pets.
Thank you again for coming here today to answer all of my questions, and thank you guys for doing your part to stand up for animals in need.
So as you just heard, to accomplish my first point focused on informing and educating kids about animals in need, I decided to record an educational video. I interviewed Ashley Marshall from the Connecticut Humane Society, who you can see in this picture, all about animal shelters and how they can help pets. We did the interview in my office at Connecticut's Old State House in Hartford. It was really fun to work with her. She had really interesting things to say. When I went with Miss Marshall to the Connecticut Humane Society in Newington, I got to meet lots of pets available for adoption and fell in love with a dog named Mateo, the Chihuahua you can see on the screen. My family and I ended up adopting him, and now he has a loving home with us in West Hartford. In the end, my friends at the Connecticut Democracy Center at Connecticut's Old State House and I released 4 videos of our interview. The first is on why animal shelters are important. The second is about how shelters care for animals. The third is on what you need to know about animal adoption. And the fourth, which you just saw, is about how we can help animals in need. I hope you enjoyed the video. There are 3 others that they have really important information about helping animals. And I hope you will go to ct.kidgovernor.org to watch them. Please share them with your friends, family, and other kids that you know. Now I want to lead an activity for everyone attending the program from home. At my inauguration, we created an activity for people who could visit my office at Connecticut's Old State House. We provided pencils and cards like this one and asked, and we asked, how can you and your family show kindness to companion animals in need in your home or in shelters? The students and adults who attended my inauguration had the chance to write down their answers, and people who visited the Old State House gave their suggestions as well. I'd like to read some of those responses, but before I do, I'd love to hear from you. Please tell us in the comments how you can show kindness to animals, either in your home or in a local animal shelter, and I will share them. While you are thinking and submitting your answers, I'm going to turn it over to Myra Boudreau, the publicity specialist at West Hartford Public Library, to talk about her experiences with animal adoption.
Hi, everyone. My name is Myra Boudreau. As Myra said, I'm the publicity specialist here at the West Hartford Public Library. We're just going to share a brief thing about me and my husband adopting from a dog rescue organization, actually 2 of them. My husband and I, Jim, rescued 2 dogs 5 and 6 years ago, respectively. Mary, who looks like a black golden retriever, came all the way from Alabama through a dog rescue organization in New Hampshire. And Harpoon was found on the streets of Miami as a 5-month-old. We rescued him shortly after that. We have been avid dog lovers for most of our lives. When I was 19 years old, I adopted a purebred golden retriever. Her name was Annie, and she lived to be 15 years old. When Annie passed away, we waited a year and a half before rescuing Mary in the fall of 2012. I knew the amount of rescue dogs who need a loving home, and though I love golden retrievers, I knew deep down that I wanted to save a dog from a rescue organization. The dogs now live lovingly in West Hartford at our home, have a fenced-in backyard, and go to playgroup every week.
Thank you so much, Ms. Boudreau. Here are some of the suggestions for showing kindness to animals from people who did the activity in my office at Connecticut's Old State House. Then I will read some of your responses from home. Elena from Glastonbury suggested feeding my fish, playing with dogs and cats, and not to tap on the glass at zoos, and to take good care of my pets. Eliza from Stonington says, you should adopt animals instead of buying them. Also, you can volunteer and or donate to animal shelters. And Yangel from Meriden says that you can donate toys to help animals in shelters feel more comfortable. Here are some of the ideas for showing kindness that have been submitted by viewers today. Volunteering with animal shelters or foster pets, adopting pets who need a loving home, making toys to donate for animals to enjoy, donating food to your local shelters, being kind and gentle around animals and treating them with respect, and reporting lost pets to the right people and shelters. And that's it for today's Library Circuit program. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight and learning about my Standing Up for Animals in Need platform. It was a lot of fun to visit West Hartford virtually, and thank you so much to Ms. Waxman and Ms. Boudreau and the Noah Webster Library for hosting me.